evening, everyone. Happy Wednesday. We've made it halfway through the work week. I am very proud of us all for that achievement, particularly me. It it feels like the week has been long, but we're halfway there. Almost at the weekend, chat. How has everyone's Wednesdays been? I see that Protogen, your Wednesday has been good. Very glad to hear that. How about you, Wolf? How's your Wednesday been? Mine was pretty good. Felt a little bit kind of spacey today, but otherwise it was pretty good. It was definitely a cold one today as well. As my mother would say, it was snowing somewhere. You could definitely feel it coming off of a snowfield somewhere, the wind in Sydney. Ah, day after exams. Excellent. Was that a school day, Wolf, or was it a day off? So, as the title suggests, we're going to be jumping back into the increasingly mysterious world of Beacon Pine. Um, but before we do that, we should probably get a recap, right? Xena? Xena? Now, who is that mascot? Proto? Yeah. No, I never ever liked exams. Ever. Oh, okay. Is there a Xena or Xena OS? Is that like which OS is it the mascot for? But yeah, I could never figure out how to study, I don't think. I could do quite well with assignments where I kind of kept going. Oh, okay, so you're saying that Xena was a kind of competitor to to Tux, the penguin? Pretty sure it's called Tux, right? Huh. There you go. A bit of IT history there, chat. Did not know that. I mean, I guess it makes sense. They'd definitely be competitors. Let us put that to a test. Oh, where are the images? There are the images. Let's bring you along for the ride, chat. Hold on. Let's try that again. There we go. Interesting. There you go. Things you learn. Okay, don't see how those quite relate, but anyway. We'll just keep on trucking so we don't get totally banned off of everything. Interesting. Little bit of history there. I could never, yeah, I never figured out, I don't think, how to study. And luckily in university, I didn't have to study. I didn't have exams during university, I had assignments. They weren't small assignments by any stretch, but I preferred them to exams by like a million miles. So I'll just quickly attempt to recap the story of Beacon Pines so far. and we'll jump in and possibly finish the story of Beacon Pines.
Previously on Beacon Pines.
So we play as a character called Luca Van Horn, who is the fellow in the middle that I'm currently covering up. Oh, this one might be better. No, it won't. No, that one. The white deer-looking fella. And his friend, that kind of cat fox Rollo. And there's a company that has come into the town called Perennial Harvest. They have arrived since there was something called the Fowl Harvest, where the previous business in town, because it seems to be like a one business town. Now it's Perennial Harvest. Previously it was another company that did fertilizer, had a really bad batch of fertilizer, which caused a foul harvest, basically killed the company and in part the town. Our father has died, probably confronting the owner of the previous company because he was a doctor seeing many side effects from something. And our mother has gone missing for reasons that are not explained. And we're currently living with our grandmother, who we hadn't met before. And the big thing is we're waiting for the festival. The Harvest Festival? I don't know. It's a festival, though. And am I forgetting anything? Yes. We discovered that there was a second Beacon Pines. Because when Perennial Harvest arrived, the entire town's populace was shipped off, and they claimed to clean up the place for a week, and they brought everyone back. Well, 5 months. Oh, you're like 2 days late of like a perfect anniversary. Damn it! If only I streamed on Monday. Well, Wolf, I can stop now, and I'm not gonna not play it tonight, but I can stop explaining the story now. But my theory is that the grandma is our mother. I think. The reason I think that is because we haven't met our grandmother before. She's very affectionate for us. And our mother has disappeared. And the kind of sludge/waste product has shown a tendency to age things. I'm wondering if it aged her. Oh, that actually got me. If it aged her into a kind of grandma-aged individual. All that said, let's launch Beacon Pines and figure out what I've missed, because I've almost certainly missed something. Playing with the controller like a proper gamer.
Every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny. To be continued in...
Oh, let me get out of the way.
Beacon Pines, Pines Harder. Revenge served cold, second time's a charm? Wait, that's it? This ends with a crummy cliffhanger just when it was getting good? I was even starting to like Iggy. No way. I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequel. Let's go back and find something more definitive.
Ooh.
That's the other thing. We can change our fate. We could do a hard interrogation, or we refuse to accept Iggy. This chap over here. Does my mouse turn up? No, it doesn't. Damn it. Okay. The guy in the coat. Pressed to be dropped. It might be more easy just to do that.
Luca
Start
had
with
no
that,
choice
and we can
but
go
to
back to the other bridge
refuse
later.
Iggy's request. He tightened his grip and reached for the walkie-talkie in his pocket. A wild delight crept onto Mr. Kerr's face. That's a good lad. Now, radio for help. Iggy begged Luca with his eyes one last time, but Luca pressed. We need help. Mr. Kerr is in danger. It wasn't long before they were once again surrounded by clipboards. Mr. Kerr sighed with relieved frustration. There you are. You really are a worthless lot, aren't you? Mirror, now. A clipboard dutifully produced an ornate ivory hand mirror, and Mr. Kerr began preening his tousled hair. Ah, that's better. Mr. Van Horn, I applaud your sharp thinking. I'll put in a good word for you with the founder. Take them away. A swarm of hands overpowered Luca. The last thing he saw before a cloth bag was pulled over his head. The end.
That was worthwhile.
I think this was one of those times where doing the right thing was the wrong thing.
Figure out the mystery, basically. No. Good cop, hard cop.
They'd run the classic good cop, hard cop interrogation.
Classic.
Rollo brandished a steely gaze. I've got this. Read about it 100 times. Rollo
Basically,
swaggered
it's kind
past
of like
the
a
chair
visual
which
novel,
propped up the
Frodo.
slumping Hiram. Without even looking at his captive, he began with a long, blustery drawl.
Well, Mr.
Mr. Tolliver remained motionless. Rollo spun around to face him. He'd clearly expected to rouse Mr. Tolliver with his booming voice. Beck and Luca
Tolliver?
gave each other an unsure glance.
Beck is the black cat character in there.
Rollo slammed his fist on the table.
I said, Mr.
He
Tolliver.
grabbed the table lamp and beamed it onto the unconscious face. Mr. Tolliver groaned and slowly lifted his head. He recoiled with a muddled, weary squint.
What in
The
the
chair
world?
wobbled as he attempted to straighten up.
Who? Who's
Mr.
that?
Tolliver could only make out rough shapes through the glaring light. With a gruff tone, Rollo hoped to both conceal his voice and intimidate.
I'll be asking the questions here, punk. Now hold on. Let's just calm down. Oh, I am calm. Calm as a carrot in dirt. That is an expression I've never heard before. As for you, looks like you're
The
swept.
doubtful expression on Beck and Luca's faces transformed into awe.
We can do this my way, or... Oh, let's just say I've never needed another way.
Rollo, hitting his stride, was now channeling every detective trope his memory could recall. He slammed the table again.
Now dance. What? I
Mr.
didn't even...
Tolliver's voice became desperate. He was nearly in tears.
Type me down. How on earth could I dance? Dance with your mouth. Punk. Spill the beans! What are you doing poking around this house? I'm here to help Juniper. Make sure everything's ready. Oh, so you're in cahoots with Gran.
Mr.
Gran?
Tolliver was in a daze, now more confused than ever.
Trying to help her blow up the festival, huh? Blow up the festival? Good
He
lord.
shook his head, feeling more and more dizzy.
No, you've got it all wrong. Where is she now? She's headed to the source. Source? What's the source?
His
It's
voice
where-
faded to a whisper.
Down, bigger. More bigger. What is Operation Sparkplug?
With that, Mr. Tolliver passed out cold. Rollo swung around with a repentant grimace.
Damn, Rollo. I think you went a little too hard on him. What did he say about the source? Where the... Gosh darn it, Wolf. It's where the town began. We need more information. Yeah, but we better not push Mr. Tolliver any further. Is there anyone else who might know? What about the History Museum? It just got set up for the festival. Nah, the tent was put up by the Valentines. Everything they do is just a bunch of fluff to glorify themselves. Is there anything more reliable? The library. If there's any information about this source thing, Cato can help us find it. Let's go get some answers. Cato is this adorable penguin individual. Let's just say hi to this wolf over here. Hey, Jace. Hey, Luca. Have you seen this new issue of Hank Atomic? Not yet. No spoilers, please. It's awesome. It's a flashback. No spoilers, please. You get to see how mild-mannered Henry Adams becomes. Hank Atomic, man of space justice. Jace, no spoilers. Oh, sorry. My point is, you're gonna love it. Bye. Alright. Catch you later. Roger that, Space Cadet. This is a dang nice library. Thanks for work hard. Aren't you a little too adorable to be a librarian? Oh, Cato hung out here so much eventually they gave him a set of keys. I just keep an eye on the place for Miss Snowback sometimes. They got you working for free? Yeah, that would really derail the conversation. It's quiet, and get access to all the books I can read. What more could a person want? Yeah, fair enough. What can I do for you all? You need a favour. I already told you enrollment. I can't put you any higher on the waitlist for the next Hank Atomic. And if you're here with more candy, I'll have you know I can't be bought. Call it a personal code of conscience. Actually, we're looking to do some research. Yeah, just death stare them. What was that? Now you're speaking my language. What are you looking for? It's a thing, we sort of don't know. What do you got on the history of the town? There's the county record archives. What's in those? Births, deaths, newspaper clippings, stuff like that. Pretty boring read. But they do go all the way back to when the town was founded. Great, start there.
Chapter 8.
Age 69, nice.
6 feet under, 3 towns over. The kids spent the rest of the afternoon combing through dusty piles of old county records, desperately searching for anything that could help them make sense of Mr. Tolliver's cryptic utterance. Luca tried to shake the thought of Gran's basement, but his focus wavered. Explosives, messages hidden in jam, dossiers on various town figures, and a corkboard threaded with photos. Gran was the only family he had left. He still couldn't bring himself to believe the worst. But the old map with the symbol of explosives in town square made that difficult. As the sun began to set, the kids were no closer to the truth.
The other thing is there is an element of dramatic irony going on here, because we know, well, I know at least, and I will update you now, there is a second town. That was that icy place that we were in at the very beginning. Yes, I did, Chip. Yes, I did. This is all a production from a website called Hero Forge, where you can make little figures. Oh, excuse me, warning. You can make little, it's principally meant for D&D. So you can make like your little, D&D, you know, fighter, bard, or whatever. Dress them up how you want and pose them in various ways. But they also have somewhat sci-fi elements, which is where that kind of cyborg body comes from. But yeah, Hero Forge is the place. So they weren't. So Gran isn't actually looking to blow up town. She's looking to blow up the original town. You can do that at Heroes Forge if you want. It's free, you just have to make an account. If I have to read any more records, my eyeballs are gonna pop. We have to keep digging. If I dig another word, I'm gonna end up in one of those asinine death records. Rollo Cotter lived a full and wonderful life till he read so much boring crud that his brains oozed out of his ears.
Rollo shut his book with an assertive nod.
I don't have a book to shut, so we're gonna have to just imagine the following. I'm sorry. If you've got a better idea, spit it out. You sound like my sister. Keep pushing your luck, pal, and it won't be that boring county record that kills you. I'll put you in the obituaries myself.
Rollo muttered under his breath.
You're a county record. Damn, got him. Absolutely got him. Really? That's the best you've got? When I'm done with you, you'll be the footnote in history. Just
Beth
like...
slammed her finger down on the open page before glancing down to read.
J. Hartford here. I'd love to see you try. Hey! We're a little tired here. Let's just take a minute
Something
and...
tickled the back of Luca's mind.
Wait, what was that name? In the obit? J. Hartford. From the Brookville Tribune 8 years ago. That can't be right. J. Hartford. That's my grand's name, Juniper Hartford. Maybe there were two J. Hartfords. Mrs. Hartford is survived by a young daughter, E. Hartford. My mother's name is Eleanor. Okay, this is getting creepy. If your gran is 6 feet under 3 towns over, then who am I living
The
with?
question hung in the air.
I think I'm right. I think it's the mother. Alrighty, gang. I gotta close up for the night.
Beck rubbed her eyes.
How late is it? Almost 10? Oh crap, Tara's gonna kill me. I gotta go. Yeah, my parents will be worried sick. Okay, let's meet up as early as we can at the festival tomorrow. What are you gonna do about the unconscious man in your basement? I'll think of something.
Luca's heart was pounding as if he was lucky, Gran, or whoever it was, hadn't gotten back yet. And of course, there was Mr. Tolliver tied up and unconscious in the basement. Dealing with him would be the first order of business. Luca shook out his arms to calm his nerves before entering.
Oop.
He held perfectly still, tempering his breath. She was asleep. His only hope was that she hadn't found Mr. Tolliver before dozing off.
She got Mr. Tolliver in the basement. Can do. They move real slow, like. God. Oh no.
Mr. Tolliver was nowhere to be seen.
Maybe he woke up, escaped from his bindings, and left with that
Or
trace.
maybe Gran knew everything.
What do I do?
Luca's hungry stomach, not realizing it, he'd gone the entire day without eating.
Relatable, Luca. Relatable. Okay, I can figure this out. I just need a bit of brain food.
Luca rushed over to the pile of jam jars, unscrewed one, and shoveled a
So he's rushing
handful
over
into
the
his
dynamite. Let's have some gunpowder. I'm afraid your jam delivery will be
mouth. He flipped the
delayed.
lid to read the label.
Mr. Nuncree? Okay, now I can think. So if Gran knows we tied up Mr. Tolliver, I'm screwed. If she doesn't know, then I need to play it cool. I guess the only option is to go to bed and act as if nothing is wrong. Gran will think Mr. Tolliver finished what he was sent to do and left when he was done. Can we put this back? Nope. Ooh! Gran? Keep the plan. Go to bed, play it cool. Luca Van Horn.
As
Who
Luca
was my
climbed the
second
final stair, the emotion of the day dragged
Bomb has
heavily
been
on him.
planted. Bomb has been defused.
That was pretty good. Yeah, it sounded pretty legit.
With each consecutive step, his stride began to falter. He tried to grab for the railing to steady himself. Something was wrong.
Something was in the jam.
Luca groaned and tried. His limbs might as well have been bolted to the ground. Through numb lips, he mumbled just before falling asleep.
The germ. Sweet boy. What did you get yourself into? Rest now, and let me handle everything. I do love that I sleep face down like a corpse.
Chapter 9. A speech to end all speeches.
Rice cookers go wow 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 ow 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 ow.
I'd argue that's more of a microwave thing. We'll just wait for the ads to conclude. I'm alright on microwaves, Wolf, thank you. Though I appreciate the offer of a microwave. Speech and all speeches. That pretty powerful speech. I would like to know who's giving it. Not to be rude to any of the characters. Why did that not turn up? Interesting. Very interesting.
Hello streamer, I am a completely normal human viewer watching your content.
That's good.
I am not a bot or a troll, just a fellow human being enjoying this live
I'm
broadcast.
glad.
I particularly enjoy the way you interact with us, fellow humans.
I like
Keep
to do
up
that.
the good work, fellow human.
Well, thank you, fellow human. That is, I do like to receive compliments from other humans. It's so thank you for that. It is definitely what's the word I'm looking for? Reassuring that you are neither a bot nor a troll. That is good. So keep up the good work. I'm gonna just keep on trucking.
Luca awoke to
and
find
assume the ads are
himself
done.
face down in bed.
That's how you always wake up,
He
Luca.
moaned into his pillow. Why would Gran drug, or rather, why was she trying to drug Mr. Nuncreed? Shaking the questions from his woozy head.
Festival. To the Lucamobile. Where have you been? Gran put something in the jam. Yeah, we know. Secret messages for secret conspirators. Not this one. The one intended for Mr. Nuncreed. Put me to sleep. Whoa,
Hey
ho,
there,
ho.
streamer. I just wanted to let you know I'm currently in your house. No need to be alarmed, I'm just watching you while you stream. I must say, you look even better in person.
That's alright, as long as you keep the stream open in a browser tab, so you can as a viewer, that's the important part. Slight devil. A little bit of an ooh-woo face going on there. We can zoom in just a little bit more. I think she's trying to remove him from the equation. He might be in danger. Have you found anything? We looked, but I haven't seen anything odd. Your ground is nowhere to be found. But Mr. Nuncreed is just loafing around waiting for the speech. What speech? Mayor Gus just got up on the podium. Everyone is gathering at the stage. Let's get moving. This is the big speech that we heard so much about.
Augustus Valentine nervously wiped his brow.
Is this thing... hello, Beacon Pines. I'm Augustus Valentine, your mayor, and I suppose you already know that. Oh yes, before we get started, I just wanted to take a moment to recognize someone who couldn't be here today. This town wouldn't be where it is today without my father, Sharper Valentine.
I am living inside your walls.
Interesting, if true, Chip. So I thought we could begin with a round of applause befitting such a great man. Huge fans. Even that's more than the old
Gus
codger
cleared his
deserved.
throat and awkwardly loosened his tie.
Right, where was
William
I?
Kerr bounded on the stage with the energy of a preacher at a big tent revival.
Gus
He
Valentine,
gave
everyone.
Gus a hearty slap on the back and motioned him off the stage.
Let's hear it out for our mayor. What a great turnout. Oh heck, I didn't prepare anything. But I suppose I could say a few words. Would be a shame to waste such a beautiful podium.
Mr. Kerr pulled a thick stack of note cards out from his vest.
Community, conviction, commitment. These are the things we celebrate at Perennial Harvest. Chip, have you got gluten-free bread? Sure thing, I'll have some toast.
Tit twister Mr. Blister deadly twister on daddy's fister sister was fister by Mr. Magister on testosterone sister.
Huh? These are the things we celebrate at Perennial Harvest. For us, these are the pillars of the bridge to a better tomorrow. I'm sliding slightly into a Kennedy accent here. But I think it's time to add a new pillar. Change. Change is a powerful thing. It's inexorable, unavoidable, and undeniable. And I am dadgone thankful for it. Change is the reason we're all together today. It's hard for me to believe that it was only 4 years ago when fate brought me here. A simple business trip which brought me to a small town which would change my life
Mr.
forever.
Kerr took a moment to survey the crowd.
Pause for applause. You know
He
what?
wiped away a single tear.
From the second I set foot in Beacon Pines, something about this place has held me captive. You see, change represents opportunity. It represents potential. It was change that helped me recognize the potential of this place. To see that the people of this town, despite suffering great loss, still hold on to the things that made them
He
special.
thumped the podium to emphasize
Community, conviction, commitment, change.
Mr. Kerr nodded confidently, biting his lip.
Do you reckon he was biting his lip in that kind of weird TikTok sexy man way that they do?
The crowd was silent, in rapt attention.
Fate made a perfect match that day. Yeah, we should all be standing up with our hand over our heart, or saluting. Fate made a perfect match that day. Nothing is more important to you all than community. And Perennial Harvest is a community first and
Mr. Kerr
foremost.
methodically made eye contact with each section of the crowd.
The only way you made it through the fell harvest was an unshakable conviction. A conviction that a better tomorrow was just over the horizon. Perennial Harvest was founded on the conviction that we are that horizon. This festival is a symbol of our commitment to each
His
other.
voice began to build to a crescendo.
We now walk hand in hand into a future we will shape together. And that is what change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I am tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. How great is that? Just imagine what we can accomplish. What was that?
The crowd began to look around nervously.
Don't worry, a little thunder isn't going to ruin this day. Everyone remain
Mr.
calm.
Kerr quickly flicked through his note cards.
Where was I? Through all of my travels, I have learned one true thing. One always reaps what they sow. We have all planted a lot of good in this town, and so it is with a happy heart that I
He
can proclaim
raised his hands up to the heavens.
our harvest awaits. Oop.
At that moment, a merciless wall of impossibly cold air ripped through the crowd, instantly freezing everyone and everything it touched. For a man like William Kerr, this was a fitting way for things to end. On a stage, with an entire town frozen in rapt attention for the rest of time. The end. There's that ice again! Whenever I think we're getting close, it comes along and ruins everything! Maybe we should just quit? Maybe you should just close the book, walk away, and never think of me again. No, I don't mean that. We got a little closer this time. We just need to try again. Please.
Ooh, we got a 3 choice here. We could do that. What do you got? Yeah. Done all of those as well. Okay. Let's try being sly. Good cop. Sly cop.
They'd run the classic good cop,
Which I think
sly
means Beck's
cop
going to be taking the lead this
interrogation.
time.
Luca and Rollo ducked behind a barrel, leaving Beck to her task.
Yep. Knew it.
With a few crisp snaps, she roused Mr. Tolliver.
Which side do I click better with? There we go. Oh, they provided it for me. What? What's going on here? You're the Modeville girl. Please, call me back. Sorry
Mr.
about all
Tolliver looked down and shifted a bit, testing his restraints.
this. It seems there's been a mix-up. You see, I'm down here for the same reason you are. Juniper sent
Beck
you here?
caught herself before letting the surprise manifest on her face. She'd already gotten him to reveal his relation to Gran. This was gonna be easy.
You know how Juniper is with her propulsion. Operation Sparkplug has us all on it. I guess she thought you might need some backup. But she sent a child? What better way to avoid prying eyes? Who would suspect a kid? I suppose that makes
Mr.
sense.
Tolliver wriggled a bit in his restraints.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Beck quickly removed the...
That had to be uncomfortable. A little, yeah. But you understand, we never know who to trust.
Mr.
in this
Tolliver
town.
rubbed the growing knot on his forehead.
Very true. So it turns out we're
Beck
both here
twirled her
to
hand, as if to prompt Mr. Tolliver to finish her thought.
destroy the
Beck
evidence.
shook her head and clicked her tongue.
Yep, the old gal is nothing if
Mr.
not
Tolliver
thorough.
let out an amused huff in agreement.
Sure is. Can't blame her though. If anyone to find out that we were going to destroy the source, well, we both know how bad that might be. No one will know anything if I finish cleaning up things
Beck
down
was on a
here.
roll now, playing Mr. Tolliver like a fiddle.
You're sure you can finish this up on your own? Juniper trusted me for a reason. You can leave the rest to me. Good, there is one more loose end I'll go work on. Loose end? Oh, it's nothing really. The other day I had the radio on a scan while restocking a candy shop. And wouldn't you know it, I intercepted an odd phrase in a perennial harvest transmission. Underground secret. That's ominous. I think it might be a password, but Jennifer dismissed it. She said it wasn't mission critical. What's the password for? We don't know. So we have a password and nowhere to put it. It's gotta mean something, right? Good thinking. You should probably go work that out. I've got this under control. That's right. Between you and me, this basement gives me the willies.
Heading for the stairs, Mr. Tolliver hesitated and turned. She grinned and gave him a peppy wave. With a shrug, he continued up the stairs, whistling a jaunty tune.
You guys catch that? Sure did. This whole time, Mr. Tolliver's had a candy shelf, but all he ever sells us is
Beck
apples.
blinked slowly in disappointment.
The password, Roller. Well, sure, but once things are back to normal. Are we having a word with Mr. Tolliver about that candy shop? Fine. In the meantime, I've got an idea.
She turned to the table and began tearing small scraps of paper.
He said he heard a password on the radio. Any good spy transmission is never what it seems.
Beck marked each scrap of paper and leaned back.
Thank you, Sergeant. We just need to find the hidden meeting. Okay. What's another word for underground? Buried? Covered? Could it be a cover? Maybe it's one of those each letter is a number thingy. So you would be 21. 21? N would be 14. D would be... Ooh. An anagram. Nuncreed's drugstore.
Luca and Beck looked at Rollo with amazement.
Rollo, that was incredible. Well, it's either that or Crane's Nude Drugstore. Now that is an interesting proposition. Yeah, I think you were right with the first one. How did you do that? What can I say? I love ciphers. Well, I guess we know where to go next. To the drugstore. Do we say howdy to her? Might as well. You scared me half to death. Sorry. You kids haven't seen Mr. Tolliver around, have you? No? Got me waiting around like the last slice of pie. I swear that man would be late to his own funeral. Yeah, hold on, guys. I'm just gonna be chill for a second. Hell yeah. Alright, that's enough of that. You're late, Augustus. Sorry, sister. Was caught up with work. Work? You? I had a few more details to lock down for the festival. Oh, what do you have to report? What is this insipid town festival really about?
Gus looked around nervously.
I think Mr. Kerr really does want to do something good for the town. He's actually a pretty nice guy. You should spend some time with him. Adding pull strings, installing you as mayor so you could pick friends. Your job is to help me figure out what Kerr and Perennial Harvest's true intentions are with this town.
Tor.
We have a responsibility. This is our father's town. Excuse me. This was our father's town. He's gone, Eris. He isn't coming back. Father left us with nothing but problems. Mr. Kerr came here and offered to help us. We accepted that help. We didn't agree to them turning Father's warehouse into a toxic dumping ground. That is just a temporary arrangement. The glow can be seen from our damned backyard. They're dumping their nasty little secrets on us. When this all inevitably goes wrong, who do you think will be blamed?
Eris's cry hung in the air.
We have a new choice to make now, sister. This town is going to change whether we like it or not. Are we going to choose to be part of the future, or be forgotten in the past? A shame. Father named you Augustus, but you will always just be a Gus. Good night, Harris. I'll see you at breakfast tomorrow. Trouble in paradise, aren't you? Getting late, children. Knowledge, he spat with a sneer. There exists a gulf between knowing something and being able to do a damn thing about it. I do hate it when a villain makes a good point. I can't pin it down, but I do suspect that this crocodile lady is somewhat of a foreshadower of what may happen. Hey, it's the younger Valentine here.
Solomon stood proudly at the entrance
Solomon,
to the
that's the one.
drugstore, holding a brown bag overflowing with black licorice.
Hey, Solomon. We're looking for Mr. Nuncreed. Is he still in? I'm afraid not. Then where'd you get the candy from? You might say we have an arrangement.
Solomon shoveled a surprising amount of licorice into his mouth.
Sometimes it's the small pleasures in life. Though we might not always have family to rely on, licorice has never let me down. Well, I can't say licorice would be my first choice, but whatever floats your boat. You can tell a lot about a person by their choice of confection. Oh yeah, I guess. I like sour gobs. I'm certain you do. Always wondered why Mr. Nuncreed kept licorice in stock. He must eat enough of it to make it worthwhile. There are many ways to earn loyalty. For some, it's as easy as cold, hard cash. Auf Wiedersehen. Well, he's right. It's locked. There's gotta be more clues. Okay, let's see. Yep. As I suspected. Locked. Have you ever seen anyone actually use this thing? Besides Mr. Nuncreed? No.
Beck cupped her hands on the glass to peek inside.
That is not a normal phone booth. Got like a blinky keypad. Why would there be a blinky keypad? Kren's Nude Rug Store. I mean, Underground Secrets. The
Beck
password.
flung open the door, and they all squeezed in.
I mean, it could be a secret access to Kren's Nude Drugstore. No, Kren's Nude Rug Store. Congrats, Proto. Chip, I have never figured out myself how to make different noises.
The ting goes scra, pap pap car skidiki pap pap, and a poo poo pow doom skier, doo doo coo coo doom doom poom poom. You done now?
Straight bars, Wolf. Straight bars. Damn. Okay, that's pretty comprehensive. 36 pages. Alright, let's see.
Luca
here.
cracked his knuckles and entered the letters into the keypad.
I don't know if you could hear that. Underground Secret. Sounds like that did something. Great, now what? I guess we...
The inside of the phone booth dropped loose from its shell. Without even the space to panic, they closed their eyes, held their breath, and accepted their fate. Suddenly, the chaotic descent slowed to an effortless landing. It was unclear where they ended up, but at least it was solid ground.
A laundromat of sorts.
The air was stagnant and smelled vaguely of chlorine.
A pool, perhaps, then. I knew it. You knew there was a secret hub full of strange tubes underneath the phone booth? Of course I did. Didn't I say that? No. I definitely thought it. Luca, do you remember when I said how cool it would be if the trans-dimensional conduits from Hank Atomic Issue 12 were real? Roller, at one point or another, you've said that about every technology ever discussed in Hank Atomic. That's why I'm such a good predictor. Looks like each of these has something written on this suit has a broken mask. So have we found our mysterious warehouse creeper? We've at least found the hazmat suit. It walks like Nuncreed and talks like a Nuncreed. Let's not jump to conclusion. Just saying. Perennial Harvest main office. That's where my mum. What does she do? Sign stuff? Is she involved in all this? We just moved here. How could she be involved? True. Valentine Fertilizer Warehouse. Isn't it where you almost got snatched? Yeah. Why would Perennial Harvest have a tube going to the old Valentine place? This is starting to feel like something big. Mining Operations Alpha. You guys have mines here? Not that I know of. The town is all farms and fertilizer, and a series of tubes. Father always says you can only trust a miner up to the point when they hit gold. Not entirely sure how that wisdom applies in this exact situation. It's a thing about pie, you don't always realize what it means until it's too late. Unfortunately, Chip, it doesn't seem like this is the kind of text-to-speech bot that plays nicely with that kind of stuff. Oh, that one isn't. That's a lot of buttons. Stand aside, Earthlings. I've read enough Hank Atomic to know my way around sci-fi.
Rollo's hands hovered over the field of blinking buttons.
Eeny, meeny, miny. Rollo, what did you do? Nothing. I didn't even mow yet. What was that? Hide? Where? There's no way, nothing but weird tubes down here. Let's get back. Crap. 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 Awesome. You all need to come with me now. We aren't going anywhere with you. Not until we get some answers. Mr. Underground's secrets. I told them it was an absurd password. But I love anything that makes them feel clever. They who. That's no matter. If I can keep you hidden until after the festival, I might be able to save your skins. We don't care about our skins. Hold on now. I like my skin. This all stops now, Nuncreed.
Joseph waited for a moment in silence.
You sound just like him. Who? What? You don't get to talk about my dad. You know, your father and I were friends
He
back
gestured
before.
toward the strange tubes.
All of this. That's a lie. It's true. I used to bounce you on my knee. What happened? Same thing that always happens. Reality, implications, life. We were a team, Walt and I. An idealistic doctor and a bright-eyed pharmacist. Both hell-bent on helping folks. So you were his sidekick? No. We were partners. He helped the patients and I helped him. Yep, total sidekick.
Nuncreed let out a growl of a sigh.
Luca, I need you to know this. I need someone to know this. One day, Dr. Valentine comes to us. Says he's got an opportunity. He found something he didn't quite understand. And he was willing to pay us both handsomely to help him understand it. And my dad said no. Your father and I both believed in helping people. But the thing I could never get him to understand was a lot easier to help others if you help yourself now and then. Classic sidekick into villain plotline. Walt loved being righteous almost more than he loved his family. He was wrong about one thing, though. When he begged me not to take Valentine's offer, he said, Joseph, if a person says yes one time to shop a Valentine, he'll make sure they keep saying yes to him until the day he's dead and gone.
He shook his head wistfully.
Sharp is long gone, but he still got me saying yes. Is there a point to this sub-story? Not really, no. Just an old man trying to delay what needs doing.
Nuncreed took a menacing step towards the children.
I tried to keep you safe. I tried to keep you and Juniper out of this. But you forced my hand.
Luca began to laugh.
What? You really don't know? My gran isn't out of this. She's scheming right under your nose. Juniper? Seems like she's planning on crashing the town's party. She's gonna disrupt the festival? Why would
The
she?
color drained from Nuncreed's face.
How does she know? Apparently she knows a lot of things. What? Let's just say this isn't the only underground layer we've busted into today. And honestly, hers was weak. He's got maps, explosives, and bad intentions, big man.
Nuncreed grabbed Luca by the shoulders. His eyes were frantic.
You need to tell me what she's going to do right now. He doesn't understand what it is she's messing with. Tell me now. She's in danger, boy. I don't know. She had a map with a mark on the fountain in town square. The fountain, but
A
why?
jolt of realization struck Mr. Nuncreed.
She knows about the source. What the heck is the source? If she tries to destroy the source, it could catalyze and... Dear God, she's going to freeze us all. You all need to run. Run where? Away. As far from this town as you can get. Head west and don't look back. That did not go how I expected. So, we're totally following him, right? Totally. See you on the other side. You good? Yep. I love this town. Bit of Futurama getting around in
Chapter
pneumatic
8.
tubes. Also, Chip, congratulations on the S2994. Very nice
The
result.
cold, hard truth. Beck leapt up, allowing the suction to yank her into the dark. Dimness eclipsed around her like the shutter of a camera as she seemed to cover great distance in mere moments. Her only points of reference were glints of upcoming turns, which approached with frightening speed, only to carom her gracefully along. She heard the tinny, distant echoes
I've
of
never heard
Rollo's
the
glee.
word carom.
Once she stopped fighting against it, the ride was impossibly smooth. Then, all of a sudden, as if minutes had passed in an instant, light blazed into view. A burst of wintry air snuffed across her face, and she was flung out into the cold.
That was intense? Yeah. I think I might have parted with some fluids again. Any idea where we are? Somewhere cold? Doesn't look like it got any... doesn't look like it got on any of us. That's important. Didn't feel like we traveled that far. So where did it all go? The place sucked. Why would anyone even want to blow up something here? Good morning, Shadow. Welcome on in. How's the shoulder treating you today? Why would anyone even want to blow up something out here? Only one way to find out, I suppose. We've got to catch up to Nuncreed. I think he went this way. Wait, hold on. This looks familiar. Yeah. Maybe we can clear off the snow. No time, Nuncree's getting away. Okay, this is starting to feel really familiar. I'm gonna be well versed in all things Beacon Pines. This does look like some sort of frozen replica of town. Ah, I got it. So obvious now. Mr. Nuncreed is an alien. Rollo? Stick with me here. His species can only live in sub-zero temperatures. Oh boy, here we go. The source is their base camp dimension, so naturally they keep it cold. We found it by traveling through those metallic wormholes back there. The final objective? Kill us all and shapeshift into a Beacon Pine citizen of their choosing. You never really had me, but you very much lost me there. You get used to it. We should keep moving then. Who invited Rollo? I did. Wolf, I gave him a personal invitation.
As they rounded the corner to the frozen town square, they spotted Mr. Nuncreed inching cautiously toward a pit at its center. He held his arms out gingerly, as if approaching a beast in the wild. Upon closing the distance, Luca recognized what Nuncreed was after. Gran stood confidently at the edge, one arm outstretched over the abyss. Nearby, a wheelbarrow had been emptied out. She held a lit torch, which flickered in the bitter wind.
Juniper, I don't know what you think you're doing, but I assure you this is not going to solve anything. If you drop that, you've doomed this whole town. Oh, it wasn't me who doomed this town. I've been watching you, Joseph. I know what you've done. You and your co-conspirator. Fred? What's happening? Okay, you and your friends need to leave right this
Mr.
moment.
Nuncreed turned back toward the kids. Desperation.
Listen to your grandma, Luca. This is between me and
Rollo and
Juniper.
Beck held steadfast in awe. Luca approached closer. Mr. Nuncreed spun back toward Gran, his voice growing louder.
You've got it all wrong, Juniper. Just hand over that torch. You don't understand what you're doing. How can I possibly trust you to do the right thing? Walt told me everything. He trusted you and you betrayed that trust. Luca, did you know this man's entire life is a lie? If it weren't for him, your father might still be
Mr. Nuncreed
alive.
winced with anguish. His voice hardened.
That's not
They
true.
both now yelled, not to each other, but at fate itself, making their peace with long-held burdens. The wind howled with encouragement.
Walt was like a brother to me. We just had different ideas about how to effect change. Very convenient that your way just happens to lie in your pocket. Now that's not
They
fair.
menaced at each other, both catching their breath. The moment balanced on a knife's edge,
I have a feeling I'm
amid
not
a
making a
blur of
choice.
emotions and memories. Luca's mind flooded with questions. The wind calmed, as if to give him the stage.
And in the stillness, he began to... I guess weep? Let's try weep first.
And in the stillness, he began to weep. It was all just too much. Falling to his knees, Luca whimpered. The tears crystallized as they hit the snow. Gran stared at Luca for a moment with warm sympathy, remembering why this was all necessary.
This'll all make sense soon, Luca. Then everything can go back to normal. I
She
promise.
stiffened up and brandished the torch at Mr. Nuncreed.
You can't hide behind those people any longer, Joseph. Once their precious source is destroyed, we'll see where their loyalties fall. Juniper, don't.
Ignoring his final plea, Gran flung the torch into the... She smiled and exhaled in relief. Mr. Nuncreed moaned in resignation. The torch echoed as it ricocheted down the hole, punctuated with a thunderous thud.
You see, Joseph, I've learned one very important lesson in life. If you want things to change, you must be willing
Before
to.
Gran could finish, the ground shook her to silence. Gran only had time to spin around and run to Luca. Her attempt to shield him, an honorable but trifling act. Unflinching love, pitted against an unthinking horror. There was no contest. Her warm embrace froze in an instant. That is where they remain, fixed in place, forever. And so, our story ends in a town brought low by its secrets. Sits the frozen statues of a misguided band of meddlers. The end. Well,
Well, we'll have to go
that
back and change
was
our choice.
dire. On the bright side, we finally figured out where all the ice is coming from. Now, we just need to find a way to deal with a mystic, unfathomable force of nature.
Sounds like a job for some humming.
And in the stillness, he began to hum.
Oh, sorry, Shadow, I'm doing well. I didn't notice that before. I'm doing alright. It's a Wednesday, so we're halfway through.
After the death of his father, Luca had trouble sleeping. Each night, his mother would sit at the foot of his bed and hum a gentle melody. It was the only thing that could calm his mind. The only thing that, however briefly, could make it all seem okay. That melody pervaded every memory Luca had of his mother. Shivering in the raw snow, he began to hum it out loud.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Gran lowered the torch, listening closely. As recognition slowly set in, her heart sank.
No, not DMCA hum.
Those countless nights of consolation. The incomparable loss they shared together. She let the torch fall to the snow and sizzle out. A few steps toward Luca was all she could bear before dropping to the snow herself. Through a flood of tears, she began to hum along, note for note.
I think I may have been right. I think grandmother was actually regular mother.
Luca lifted his head in astonishment. The last time he heard that melody was the last night he saw his mother.
How do you know? I'm so sorry, my little buckaroo. Buckaroo? The only people who called me that are my dad, your
Luca
mother.
blinked through blurry, watery eyes, trying to see more clearly. He could just make out the impression of a familiar face. He peered across the snowscape at the woman on her knee. Something about her was undeniably his mother, only smaller, older, changed.
Huh? That's right, buckaroo. Ma?
Luca sprinted as fast as he could toward his mother. They held each other close, and the cold retreated from their bodies.
Eleanor? I thought you were gone. You should have known I would never abandon my son.
Eleanor looked down at Luca, tightening her embrace in an appeal for forgiveness.
Yeah, he trips, knocks her over, and they both fall into the hole. You're a smart man, Joseph. I thought you'd have pieced it together by now. You were exposed. Mom, I don't understand any of this. What happened to you? Where did you go? Why did you leave me? I never left you, Luca. I was always right here. Why did you lie to me? You tore me up, Luca, but I did it to keep you safe. I thought that getting answers would help us both move on. But the more I discovered, the more I realized the danger we're in. Until perennial harvest was stopped, it was better if everyone thought I was gone. Could have trusted me. These are bad people, Luca. They won't stop until they get what they want. And they won't care who gets hurt in the process. Then what do? We have to stop them.
Joseph slumped into the cold, wet snow.
They can't be stopped. This is too big. I tried beating them at their own game. I'm done fighting fire with
For the
fire.
first time in a long time, her voice felt like her own again.
No more lies. I see now there's a better way to stop perennial harvest. The cold, hard truth.
Luca gazed down at Nuncreed with pity. He looked small. Joseph stared into the snow, as if searching it for answers.
Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash. He'll just catch up with us, I'm sure. You don't understand. He always will. Oh.
Chapter 9. The Devil You Know. 7 months ago,
Ooh, flashback.
Eleanor Van Horn crept down the maze of sterile hallways under perennial harvest.
Thank you.
She stopped in front of the large steel door marked Deep Engineering. No turning back now. She raised a trembling hand. The stolen keycard worked as promised, and the door buzzed open with mechanical efficiency. She was immediately hit with the smell of disinfectant. It was some sort of laboratory. In one corner was a desk covered in papers. Across the room stood a tall metal pod with hoses protruding from its base. She rushed to the desk and began shifting through the piles of papers. They were experiment reports on something called Tempus liquamen. There were dozens of them, every one stamped failed. Eleanor heard the sharp echo of footsteps approaching. She was out of time. Her eyes scanned the room, eventually landing on the strange pod. Muttering a curse under her breath, she dashed over.
That's what aged her, I guess. And that is what change is all about. Oops, sorry, did we miss the speech? By grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen, change is a choice. I am tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. How great is that? This man is a liar. Excuse me. I will not. This town has a dangerous secret, and perennial harvest only exists to keep it hidden. Not. They picked up the whole damn town and moved it right under our noses. You aren't making any sense,
Mr.
dear.
Kerr addressed the crowd with a sarcastic tone.
Imagine such a thing. It's absurd and just plain impossible. They promised they could fix the foul harvest. They told us they would clean this place up. We just had to leave town for a few days. But while they had us evacuated... Mrs. Hartford, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to... You're afraid of a lot of things, aren't you? You sniveling little worm. This is growing tiresome. A little help, please? Don't you all see? This festival is a sham. Excuse to have the whole town gather in one place. They're planning something awful. I don't know what, but these people are wicked. Don't listen to her. She has absolutely no proof. I am the proof. I am Eleanor
Whispers
Van Horn.
filtered through the crowd.
Well, aren't you just sneaky as the dickens? We all knew Valentine's fertilizer was too good to be true. Now this whole town is paying the price. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so sorry about this disruption. My associates will take this obviously disturbed woman somewhere comfortable, so that she can get the help she needs. She's not the one who's disturbed. You two-timing clown. Everyone's very calm about this whole situation. You all know there's something wrong with this town. It was just easier to look the other way. The truth is... Solomon's evil? That's quite enough, Mr. Nuncrete.
Torment dragged on Joseph Nuncrete's face.
Yes, sir. Take them away. No, I want them to see this. Ah, the ever tempestuous... Tempestuous? Eleanor Van Horn. Keeping quite the thorn in my side. Oh, that is Sharper Valentine. Like a weed that's burrowed in where it doesn't belong. I must confess, you look
He
dreadful.
paused for a moment, plucking a piece of fuzz from his sweater and discarding it to the ground.
Consider yourself in rare company. You've managed to pull one over on me. It won't happen again. I knew you had some sort of plan to disrupt our little party. But alas, I expected something a bit more impressive. No matter, your failures are yours to bear. Mr. Kerr. Yes, sir. It's a shame it was cut short, but I thank you for your rousing oratory. I will take it from here. Yes, sir. Of course, sir. You have done quality work for me, William. You can look forward to the recompense we agreed.
Kerr gave a bow of deference.
Founder, you are most right.
Gasps rippled through the crowd.
Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on out.
Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket. In one smooth motion, he downed its contents. A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips.
You can all call me Sharper.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he did. A hushed horror gripped the crowd. This is a story about change.
What? No. So you didn't see that coming. Good.
Sharper examined his new hands.
Well, this is quite the improvement. Everything looks so much smaller now. Eleanor was right about one thing. This festival was a ruse. I wanted you all to witness my glorious return with your own eyes. Why does everyone look so down? This is a celebration, people. Maybe it would help if we set the mood. Mr. Kerr, be a dear and reveal the sign. Ah, wonderful.
Sharper choked out a crude squawk of a laugh. Frustrated grumbles sprinkled through the crowd.
Sharper, you malicious bastard. I'm glad you're back so I can tell you to your face. You destroyed this town. We ain't gonna let you get away with it again. Sorry, this is not the time for audience participation. Some assistance, Mr.
William
Kerr.
Kerr gave a subtle nod to the clipboards.
You coward. Does anyone else have something to
A
contribute?
helpless quiet settled over the crowd.
I thought so. Did you all truly believe you could be free of me? A town of complete and utter fools? You people should be celebrating my return. You're clearly lost without me. And that leads me nicely to my children. Daddy, I gave you both the greatest gift a parent can give. The opportunity to prove yourself in my absence. One. To say I am disappointed would be an understatement. But I... Silence, Augustus. An adult is speaking. I don't know which is worse, a son who is completely hopeless, or a daughter with such potential who inevitably lets me down. Heiress, you fail me with admirable consistency. Thankfully, I was counting on it this time. Father, I have been wasting time, my dear. What have you accomplished? I was focused on cementing our legacy. Legacy? Who needs a legacy when you can just live forever? What about? It's alright, kiddo. I'm afraid you suffer from a complete lack of imagination. There's just no helping it. Now then, where is Joseph? You didn't take the opportunity to slip off, did you? Ah, there he is. Everyone should give him a hand. None of this would have been possible without Joseph. I think you've said enough. Nonsense. The people deserve to know how helpful and loyal you've been. I only did what I did because he left me no choice. You always had a choice, Joseph. You were simply too weak to take it. Now, cheer up. You're about to be rich beyond your wildest dreams. You should follow Mr. Kerr's example. When I found him, he was in a sorrier state than any thief. An aging actor, desperate to recapture his youth. He played his part, and soon he'll be able to play the leading man again. Forever, in fact, if he remains loyal. That goes for all of you. Well, those who haven't always frittered away my goodwill. Beacon Pines is mine again, and I'm willing to share its spoil in exchange for absolute loyalty. Are you saying William Kerr was never in charge of Perennial Harvest? Do you think that puffed up blatherskite could have accomplished all of this? Dawn, I suppose it's time for your big exclusive.
Sharper addressed the crowd with indignant pride. He'd planned this moment for so long that now, at the deed's fruition, it almost felt frivolous.
You see, I needed a figurehead to hold things down while I orchestrated my return. Someone to misdirect, lie, and bilk this town for a spell. So I invented William Kerr. Take your bow, you've earned
Mr.
it.
Kerr flourished a preposterously elaborate bow.
Patrick C. Montesquieu, thespian extraordinaire, at your service. Founder, I just want to thank you again for this opportunity. It truly was the role of a lifetime. Wait, so Bill Kerr was a Pat C the whole time? Now that your secret's out in the open, what's to stop this town from rising up against you? Oh, that's the delicious part. See, thanks to our clipboards, I know what each and every person in this town fears most. And I will make those fears manifest for anyone who steps out of line. The choice is simple. I'm not afraid of you. Ah, the young hero. I've kept a keen eye on you, boy. You and your friends made a habit of disrupting my plans. What a pity. Things had gone a bit differently. You might have had your moment of triumph. But that's fate for you. You can't do this. Oh, but I can. I have one. Never underestimate what a great man can do given time. And now time is my plaything. Perhaps the most expensive thing I've ever bought. But well worth it.
Sharper coughed up one final laugh and cracked his knuckles.
Enough chit-chat. Let's get to work, shall we?
And so, Sharper set about remaking the town in his own image. The fertilizer factory soon reopened for business. Sales rose steadily as more and more farmers across the countryside began to swear by its miraculous properties. Beacon Pines became famous, a secretive town that, for the right price, shared its gifts with all. Gifts that became more and more necessary in a world where winters grew longer and longer. The end.
Alright. Per Chip's request, I'm going to get some. I shall return shortly. Alright, I have hydrated. Let us continue.
This is wrong, but things are becoming clearer now. You can feel it, right? We can't let Sharper win. He might just be the key to this whole thing. Let's see.
So we've got an probably here. Yeah, so that one's completed, so it's gonna have to go up this way. There was a lurking malice behind those
There
eyes.
was a malice lurking behind those eyes. Like a trap ready to spring. Luca felt the weight of Nuncreed's hand on his shoulder. Something wasn't right.
Huh? Didn't the ads just start? Oh, that was the countdown. Ah, damn it. Whoops. I guess we'll keep on tracking.
He didn't know why, but something was telling Luca to get out of there.
I just want this to all be over. Of course. I'm sure it will all work out soon enough. I should get going. I told Roxy I'll check for Rollo at
Luca
the
twisted
treehouse.
free of Nuncreed's grasp.
Of course. Luca, you know your dad and I were good friends back in the day. You can come to me with anything. Anything at all. So this is where we both went to the warehouse, and then Rollo vanished. Looked down and muttered in a gruff voice. Mama always told me my problems would look smaller once I grew up. My problems always seemed to go right along with me. Heavens, I sense big trouble ahead. Real Sherlock Holmes there. These festival decorations are a bit humdrum. Now, if I were to throw a festival, it would be a thing to behold. I agree, this is more than a little sad. It's worse than sad, it's boring. What if we did a little something to spice things up? I'm listening. You know that festival sign waiting to be unveiled? It would be a shame if
The
someone...
two scurried off, eagerly formulating a plan.
Okay, let's hit up the treehouse. Identify yourself, please. Nellie Meldville? Meldville? I work here now. I'm unable to locate you in our staff record. Oh, I don't officially start until tomorrow. Mr. Kerr said I could come in early tonight to get a few things done. Hold, please. Clearance authorized. Thank you. Now harvest away. Whoa. You could get a wrench to the noggin sneaking up on a guy like that. Don't scare a man while he's drunk in the sunny. Evening, Jeff. Isn't it kind of late to be junking? Might as well ask the same thing of you. Find anything good? Ever since Perennial Harvest moved in, even the junk is... You can learn a lot about a person by looking at what they throw away. With this bunch, it's all shredded paper and coffee cups. Well, I'd better get going. I didn't see nothing if you didn't see nothing. See what? Exactly. I don't know the purpose of this, but I do like it. The control center. Hey Jetson, have you seen Rollo come this way by any chance? Or he's not? As elusive as the fish in this here pond. Is that flag me? Rollo?
He aired a long holler into the woods.
Rollo! Rollo, wherever you are, I hope you're okay.
Luca felt his eyes getting heavy and plopped into the beanbag.
I don't know, the hammock I think would have been preferable.
He
but-
conceded to its lumpy embrace. Once again, Luca found himself in a vast black expanse. This time, he knew exactly where to go. He took a single confident step forward. The world flickered and pulsed. He found himself standing in front of the frigid air of a blazing campfire. The source.
I can see that.
He plopped down cross-legged and gazed into the cold flame, waiting. Soon enough, the fire began to die out, popping sporadically, until all that was left was a single ember. Luca stood up and dusted himself off. He plucked the glowing ember from the cold ash, examined it, and slid it a keepsake. The voice of his father spoke behind him.
Not the kidnapping ice cream van.
You made me proud, Buckaroo. Luca turned to face him. Dad, what is this place? A warm grin grew across his father's face. A place where everything that has been and everything that could be all wait together. Luca found himself staring at his father's face, trying as hard as he could to memorize every single detail. Wait? For what? Another voice spoke out as Luca's doppelganger stepped forward. That's up to you. Without knowing why, Luca began to weep. Is any of this real? Are you real? Luca's father bent down to smudge away a tear. Of course. I'm as real as the part of you that misses me. Luca turned to look at the older version of himself. And you? The doppelganger choked back tears. I'm as real as the part of you that's angry he's gone. Does that make sense? Through his tears, Luca laughed. I think so.
I mean, maybe.
His father pulled him in for an embrace. Time to go, Buckaroo. Luca was startled from his dream by a commanding voice rumbled from below. Just as Luca sprang to lock the entry hatch. Chapter 5. Dangers big and small. Luca stumbled back. He heard the rope ladder creak under keeping his eyes fixed on the hatch. He inched backward to the balcony as his hand grasped the door handle. A large figure clumsily.
Older Rollo. Bro. Sheesh, I know it's dark and all, but I figured you recognized me.
The
Who are you?
large figure cocked its head and
Stop now, I'll club you with a baseball bat. Whoa, 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 take it easy. Look, you need to get your eyes checked. It's me, Rollo. Nice try, but I know you aren't Rollo. You're like one of his random uncles or something. Where is he? Uncle? Luca, quit messing around. It's me. If it really is you, prove it. Flaming chicken coop, Luca.
Luca's jaw dropped. He peered more closely at the man standing in front. Something about him was undeniably Rollo, only bigger, older, changed.
How? What happened to you? When I was running, I ran into more people in those suits. Yellow suits. They grabbed me and dragged me away. What? Where did they take you? Don't know. They threw a bag over my head. It was cold and smelled like a swimming pool. I think it was an underground lab or something. They made my hands all big and look.
Rollo proudly presented his hands to Luca.
Pretty sweet, right? I mean, it wouldn't be my first pick for a superpower, but beggars can't be choosers. Rollo, it wasn't just your hands. My feet too. Dang, Pa just made me new shoes. Wait, Luca, why
Luca
are you so
moved to
small?
the side and pointed Rollo to his reflection in the balcony window. His
the-
hands shot up to his face.
Holy Toledo. Rollo, what did they do to you? They made me drink some sort of green crud. Actually, it wasn't too bad. Kind of tasted like licorice. I passed out and woke up like this. And then I sort of smashed open my cage and escaped. Whoa, you smashed open a cage? Kinda. At least I think I did. It's all a bit of a blur. How do you in a cage? Who are these people? I don't know who did this to you, but we are gonna fix it. Fix it. This is awesome. Well, I'm just glad you're safe now. Luca, you don't need to worry about me. Sure, I got snatched, but look at it this way. I got snatched. I know where snatched people go. We may finally have a lead on what happened to your family. Maybe you're right, but this all seems dangerous. Danger. Ha!
Rollo shadowboxed a few jabs.
I'll take them all on. Hey fellas, what's up?
With a yelp, Rollo dove behind Luca.
Did I come at a bad time? Who the heck are you? This is Beck. Sorry, something truly bizarre just happened and I need help. I don't know where else to go. So you just hang out here with your large adult friend? No, this is my buddy Rollo. This is your missing friend? One and the same. He seems a little old. I'll have you know this is a recent development. What the heck does that mean? Oh, I'm sorry. You're the one who just showed up out of nowhere. So we'll be asking the questions here. That's fair. How did you find us? Your silly little treehouse? I think you mean our silly little mission control. I hate to break it to you, but your secret path isn't so secret. And I could hear your racket from a mile away. See, Luca, this is why we need to improve security around here. Not now, Rollo. Beck, you said something bizarre happened? Yeah,
She
but
shot a nervous glance at
anything you can say around me, you can say. This has been a weird day all around, hasn't it? Yep.
Beck's eyes narrowed.
Okay, so it all started when I made it back home. My first order of business was to try to salvage my hair. So I dyed it with some stuff from the chemistry set my mum gave me. Okay. Just need to play it cool. And hope no one notices. Notices what? Oh, nothing, I was just... Come over here and let me have a look. Oh, honey, what in the world have you done to your hair? I kinda just felt like a change. This is gonna take forever to grow out. You were the one who said that change was a good thing, right? I was talking about your mother's new job. I was talking about us moving. Well, I guess I just took your lessons to
Ilona
heart.
tried to put on a smile.
Before I forget, I came up here to tell you that Nelly had to go into work. No. Her and Mr. Kerr decided it would be good for her to get some things done before tomorrow. That Kerr guy seems like a grade A creep. He is. Him and his weird cult of personality. You are not going to ruin this job for Nelly. It means too much to her. I know exactly how much it means to her. It means enough to her to exile her daughter to this podunk town. This place sucks. People are weird. You just don't know them yet. It's always cold. We're in the mountains. You'll get used to it. Can't even pick up a decent station on the radio. It's all banjo music and farm reports. You know, I grew up in a town not that different from this one. Is that why you're better at talking to plants than people? Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. First of all, you're grounded. What? In the morning, I'll have Nelly come and see what we can do about fixing your hair. You need to look presentable for the festival. But not another piece.
She sighed, and after a moment, looked down at Beck sympathetic.
I know moving is hard, but that doesn't mean you have to make yourself miserable all the time. Other people seem to have that covered for me. Oh, and if you decide to rebel by dyeing your hair
She
more,
flashed a sly grin and tousled Beck's hair.
I'll just shave it off for you. Think of how rebellious you'll look then. Very funny. Thank you. Good night, sweetie. Good night, hon. I mean, it should be noted that if she does shave off, like how deeply are we shaving off this of Beck's hair? Because, you know, Beck is a furry. is the fur part of the hair, or is it on top of the hair? Like, is this cat just going to have a bald patch on her head? Don't know. Food for thought, though. Wait. First of all, this town does not suck. Second, you need help because you got grounded? No. I'm sorry you got into trouble. It's my fault your hair got all screwed up in the first place. Don't worry about it. I actually kind of like this look. Great, can we get back to the story now? Yeah, a cat with a bald head. The next part is the important bit. I have this radio upgraded with my mum, and I was too angry to sleep. So I tried to dial into something worth listening to. Mr. Kerr, are you there? Mr. Kerr? Yes, I'm busy. What is it? Apologies, I have the founder on the line. Patch him through immediately. One moment. Hello, sir. It's so nice to hear from you. Skip the pleasantry. What's your report on our new lead researcher of deep engineering? Nellie Modeville? I don't think I'll ever be able to figure out how to pronounce that last name. Nellie Modeville seems to be integrating nicely. At this very moment, she's working to help us meet our deadline. She offered to work overtime before I even had the chance to suggest it. Excellent. And you have faith that she's capable of finishing the work left by her predecessor? The work must be completed before the festival. I will make sure she stays day and night until it's accomplished. Good. You know how I feel about loose ends. Yes, sir. Once she's finished the work, we need to make a determination about long-term prospects in the town. Immediately, sir? I usually have more time to fully bring people into the fold. We are in the endgame, Bill. After your failures with Dr. Prescott, I cannot afford to take any risk. Of course, sir. No loose ends, sir. Once she finishes the work, she will either leave the office completely committed to perennial harvest, or she won't leave at all. Perfect. Sir, if I might suggest, maybe we should delay just for a bit? Hold. It's just, we seem to be rushing to hit this festival deadline, and rushing into things has caused some issues in the past. I see. Please understand that I just want what's best for you. I'm eternally grateful for what you've done for me. Bill, I'll make this very clear for you. I brought you in to make things run smoothly, not to have opinions. Of course, sir. Chin up, Bill. You're only a few days away from having everything you ever dreamed of. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Whoa. Yeah. Just so we're clear, when they say loose ends, they were talking about murder, right? Like actually killing someone? Capital
Luca
murder?
gave Rollo a quick elbow to the ribs.
Who is this founder? I was hoping you guys would know. No, as far as we know, Kerr is the top banana at Perennial Harvest. Sounds scared of this founder guy. So we have an even topper banana on the field. What the hell is my mum caught up in? Has she talked much about her job? Not really. She said she was going to come in and continue the work of someone she respected. Luca, do you think that body you found at the warehouse was the person's Beck mum being replaced? That would make sense. Beck, it seems like Nellie's predecessor got, loose end. I'm getting that impression. Okay, so we need to get your mum out of there before the festival happens. That's 2 days away. Why don't you just come home after work? The creep on the radio said they were going to hold her until then. So if she's not coming out, we
Beck
gotta go and
flipped
get
a
her.
large sheet of paper out of her pocket and slammed it on the floor.
Maybe this'll help. You have blueprints? Well, it's really just a welcome map for my mum's PH orientation day. But it shows the layout. Sure looks like the blueprints to me. Look, here's the reception area. There's a big room marked Founder's Office. It even has the exits marked. Guys. We have a deadline. We have an objective. We have blueprint. You realize what this is,
Rollo
right?
started to wiggle with excitement.
I think we're heisting. This is officially a heist.
Chapter 6.
I don't know. None of the Sims 4 packs, recently at least, have particularly gotten me going.
The heist.
The
They
heist.
spent the night's end huddled around that small map, formulating a plan to infiltrate the headquarters. It would be no small feat. A modern facility equipped with all manner of technology, not to mention the swarm of clipboards that would most certainly be scattered throughout. By the time the sun began to peek through the car window used as a makeshift balcony door, all were in agreement. This could just work. The final day before the festival would be used to prepare. They'd need to pool every resource at their disposal, pull every favor with a thread, even enlist some unsavory characters around town with important tasks only they were suited for. Luckily, there was enough ill will and mistrust toward Perennial Harvest that alliances could be found at a bargain. Luca, Beck, and Rollo rubbed their eyes as they exited the treehouse. They hadn't slept at all that night. The festival was to begin in one day, and they each had their assignments.
Time to heist. Alright, quick recap. Rollo, you're going to talk to Roxy. Cordially. Without her and Fitz, this whole thing could go bust. Me, Cordial, is my middle name. And how do you plan to
He
explain your
waved
new
vaguely at Rollo's sizable figure.
circumstance? She'll be so happy I'm alive, she won't
Beck
even notice.
snorted an involuntary giggle.
And Beck, you're sure Alona won't just shoot this whole thing down when she hears it? She'll listen. Once she understands the danger Nellie is in, the danger we're all in, the plan will make sense. Okay? That leaves me with Jeff and Iggy. They're going to persuade them. I'll think
They
of something.
each looked at each other with sleepy confidence, and
Well, Godspeed. Fine, don't talk to me. You, any hints? Undaunted, he shook his head. Over? No. Endings are merely a state of mind. This doesn't end until I give up. I admire the conviction. But can he really pull through? Don't know. Thank you, Chip. I did need that a little bit. Any of you all seen Jeff? My favorite Sims 4 expansion that I got was probably, I don't know, either City Living or Tiny Houses one. Hey Jeff, what can I do you for? Well, I know how much you hate Perennial Harvest. Hate's a strong word. Oh, sorry, I mean...
I am next to your PC so I can eat your RAM.
Chip, can you do it after stream at least? I mean, I prefer if you did in full stop, but after stream if you have to. Okay, that's good. I didn't say it was the wrong word. Gotcha. So we're going to break into their headquarters, and I thought you might be able to help.
Jeff wheezed out a long snicker.
You see, I knew your kids were alright. Great, so
The
you'll
joy
help?
in Jeff's face drained instantly.
Not a chance. But, give me one good reason. I should risk my hide abiding and abetting you.
Looking
rascal.
into the sullen eyes of his would-be accomplice, Luca blurted out,
Junk. Yeah, what of it? Sonny, I've got more junk than a king is copper. Ain't interested.
Luca wasn't ready to give up, so he shouted out again.
Okay, so we tried junk. Fight. I've done enough fighting for one lifetime, and more than my share of losing. Time's time to hang up the gloves. Okay. I'm gonna roll the dice on crap. Crap. Yeah, it's all crap. It still ain't helping you. Ain't that some crap? Hi.
Jeff's brow perked up.
What do you say? Go ahead and hide then.
Sensing some traction, Luca carried on with vigor.
Let a bunch of kids do what needs to be done. We're not
Jeff's
afraid.
scowl faded with a sigh.
Say what you will about old Jeff, and they all do. I never hear him say I hid from nothing.
One good stomp of the foot was all Jeff needed to drive his point home.
What was it you kids needed? Some sort of disguise. I've got just the thing. And while we're at it, that crate should come in handy. This ain't gonna be free, you know. I'm thinking 5 bags of sauerkraut should cover it. Put it on my
Luca
tab.
offered out his open hand to seal the deal. With a firm and dusty grip, Jeff reciprocated.
Done. Swing by first thing in the morning.
Jeff's hardware closed down about a year ago. The effects of the
mean to
foul
get-
harvest when there are no crops in the field.
I didn't mean to get law. Now, where are the bullies being in Millersville? Nothing south of here. There's the bullies. Hey Tish, look who it is. Look, are you here to try and tickle us to death again? Look, just hear
Iggy
me out.
raised an eyebrow suspiciously.
We're listening. Iggy, I know we've both been giant bags of crap
Iggy
to
gave
each
a
other.
reluctant shrug.
You're not wrong. But lately life has been kinda hard or strange. Strange. You know?
Iggy considered the point.
Things have been weird around here. Chip, I do not have a fursuit. So I'm offering a truce and asking for your help. What do you say we break our hostilities, at least for now? We do like breaking things, even if a truce means less breaking things. What if I told you there was a way to have a truce and break stuff? Go on. I need you to cause a distraction so I can sneak into Perennial Harvest
A
HQ.
wild-eyed grin spread across Iggy's face.
My, Luca Van Horn. I'm impressed. And after this is all done, maybe you and Krish can come hang out at the treehouse.
Iggy glanced over to Tish, who nodded
Tish, sorry,
in
my
agreement.
mistake. Fine. But not because we want to see your crap arena. We just like to cause
With a
chaos.
quick nod, Luca was off.
Do you have a suit, Chip?
Iggy gazed up at Tish with a smile.
You invited us to hang out at the
A single
treehouse.
tear ran down Tish's cheek.
I've never expected this day to come. How wonderful.
Chapter 7. Into the Hive. A good heist requires preparation, and thorough preparation takes time. Something they had precious. So far, everything was in order. Jeff, Iggy, and Tish all agreed to do their part. Beck radioed Luca that night with a simple and covert message. "We're locked and loaded on my end." And Rollo, after a lengthy confession, managed to persuade Roxy and Fitz to help. He stowed away in mission control for the night to avoid attracting attention. Rollo, being uniquely suited for the role, would be the first to breach Perennial Harvest. The outfit provided by Jeff wasn't perfect, but a convincing disguise is 10% wardrobe, 90% confidence.
I think what I would do. I'm heisting here. I'm breaking into Perennial Harvest. This is what I need. I need a high-vis vest. I need... Do I want workers' trousers? I don't know. A high-vis vest is definitely needed. And a clipboard. I think I just need those 2 things. High-vis vest and a clipboard. And a beautiful, purposeful look. Like you need to get something done by close of business. I reckon you can get to 90% of the world.
Rollo took a few vigorous breaths and shook out his arm.
Just stay calm, Rollo. You can do this. Got your delivery here. A delivery? I don't have anything in my notes about delivery. One moment. I'm so sorry, but there's no scheduled deliveries for this morning.
He
Right.
had to think quick.
That's because this goes directly to the founder. He asked that it be kept
Rollo
secret.
sighed. adjusting his tool belt.
You know how the founder can be. I suppose we can leave this one off the record. Our harvest awaits.
With a stroke of his mustache, Rollo proceeded.
Our harvest awaits. Package here for the founder. Oh, I didn't hear anything about. Yeah, this is a need to know kind of thing.
He
I'll just
stammered
check.
and flipped through the pages of his clipboard.
This goes directly to the founder. I don't have time to fill you in. Oh, I see. If you could just
Rollo
complete this.
interrupted with urgency in his voice.
Every time with the forms. Look, if you want me to explain why the founder won't late, well, it's your funeral. I'm sorry. What did you say your name was again?
Rollo
I'm-
panicked.
Our harvest awaits. Sir? That's a restricted area. Excuse me, sir. Our harvest awaits. Would you like this candle, pig? Yup. Stuck on this perennial hand fist. Damn. Got him. What
The
was that?
distraction was enough for Rollo.
Just open the damn door. I've
The
had a job to
clipboard
do.
fumbled around in a frenzy.
I should check on that noise. Oh, come on. Just buzz me in already. Okay, okay. Phew. That was close. Our harvest awaits. Hey, I figured when in doubt, stick with the classic. Well, that was a close one, but you pulled it off. Nice work, Rocco. Alright, everyone knows what to do? Yep, deep engineering is to the north. I'll go with Beck, in case she needs some muscle. I'll head east to the founder's office. You two be safe. It's good that they weren't raised in a barn because they closed their door on the way through. That's odd. There's not even any cups for the water. Can't do it! What's going on here? Oh, I don't know. Some sort of mind game? Maybe it's something to do with the doormats. It was.
Solomon stopped in his tracks.
Luca? What are you doing here? It's a long story. Are you
A
okay?
veneer of confusion flashed across Solomon. His words rushed out dramatically.
No, I'm most certainly not okay. Some strange people grabbed me and... Were they in hazmat suits? Yes, how do you know? They brought me here and looked me up when they were distracted I ran. Dang, okay, you should stick with me. We've got a
Solomon's
plan.
facade briefly faltered.
We? Yeah, Rollo and Beck headed to Dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank heavens you found me. We've got to get out of here. We can't just leave yet. But they'll catch us again. I've got to do something first. When you were running, did you happen to see a door marked Founder? Founder? Why are you looking for him? I'm not. I just need to get into that office. Oh, gracious. That got me. Now that you mention it, I do think I saw a door that said Founder. It was
Luca
just down
happened
this
to
way.
notice a plaque above the door.
Office of the Founder? Knocking comes with consequence. Oh, here it is. So it is. I'm pretty lucky that I ran into you, or else I may have missed it. Brutally
Luca
fortunate.
tried the handle. Solomon leaned forward to examine the mechanism.
Incredibly, it seems to be some sort of electric lock. I don't see how we could possibly defeat a lock
Luca
like that.
smiled and looked at his watch.
Let's just wait a minute. Yeah, I don't know if I'd attack that with the shovel. Don't know what funny business you're up to, but I like it.
She mimed a quick hat tip and ambled off with a whistle.
Howdy. Good afternoon.
The light on the keypad changed from red to green.
How did you do that? Good to have friends. Quick, let's get inside before someone spots us.
Luca switched on his walkie-talkie.
Wow, really not a fan of Augustus there. I don't know. I don't think so. But I guess if it's like a wooden, I don't know, neck shaft to the shovel, maybe it's not too bad. Rollo, I'm in. As expected, there's a control panel. Great timing. We're stuck in a locked door marked 24601. Need you to get us through. If someone catches us, we should get out of here. I'm not leaving my friends, son.
On the computer screen, a green cursor blinked in a password field.
Surely you don't have a way to get around a password.
Luca pecked out his best guess: underground secrets. The screen blinked to life. Columns of green numbers glowed on a black background.
I mean, yeah, it's not gonna... I don't think I would recommend doing it, but I can see that it could possibly work. How did you just guess that? Oh, it's this absurd password Rollo heard when he was down here before. Funny how someone arrogant enough to call themselves the founder uses such a basic password. Although I was thinking several moves ahead, not expecting anyone to guess something so simple. These villain types always end up outsmarting
Solomon's
themselves.
jaw clenched into a half smile.
Your powers of deduction are as impressive as your luck.
Luca quickly scanned the columns for number 2460.
Bingo bango, doors open. Luca, you never fail to impress. What's that slippery lout even doing down there? We have a friend whose mum is in trouble. We're here to get her out. I see. Oh, Luca, I think we're close. The next door's marked 13806.
Once again, Luca scrutinized the numbers on the screen. In that moment of distraction, Solomon reached forward and pressed a large red button.
Maybe this one opens the lock. Crap, we've got company. Luca, must go faster. One sec, I can't
He
think with all
quickly
this
skimmed
noise.
the screen with his finger.
Here it is, 13806. Go, 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 go. My fumbling hands, my apologies, Luca. Don't beat yourself up. I know you were just trying to help. Oh man, no water cups. Rollo. Rollo, are you okay? Rollo, come in.
Mr. Kerr approached with a sneer and spoke into his walkie-talkie.
You can turn off the alarms. They're
With
trapped.
self-satisfaction, he called into the hallway.
That, my dears, is a dead end. Nowhere to run. Rollo, where are you? You okay? Yeah, I think we lost him. Making our way back to Nellie's office. Okay, they're coming with us. Nope. Make a break for it. Did that little... did that little crap just kick at me? Don't just stand there. After them. Okay, I think that worked. Roxy and Fitz have them on a wild goose chase. I'm having trouble following what just happened. Like I said, it's good to have friends. Rollo, how long do you think Roxy can distract them? How long can Roxy keep someone so pissed off they can't see straight? Let's just say we've got time. Entering Nellie's office now. Mum. Oh honey, what did you do to your hair? I thought you'd be happy I finally used the young chemist lab kit. You sure have a knack for making me incredibly proud in the most frustrating way. We need to get you out of here. Me? We? Who is your adult friend? Oh, I'm not an adult. Ever heard of a growth spurt? I'm more of a growth spew. No, that's not
Nellie
possible.
leaned over to examine his teeth.
Substantial banding of the enamel of the molars consistent with a Tempest liquid exposure? Is that what you call the gunk they forced me to drink? You drank it? Oh no. They told me it was only being tested on plants. Oh, Beck, sweetie, I promise I didn't know. Mum, what the hell is going on in this place? I was brought here to work on the discovery of a lifetime, a novel chemical compound that was discovered under Beacon Pines in a rock spring they call the Source. They named it Tempest Liquid. Liquid? It pulls energy from its surroundings in order to fundamentally alter matter's relationship to time. It was the secret to Valentine's fertilizer. They harvested the source and were using small amounts of Tempest liquim into the product. It worked wonders, drastically accelerating the plant's growth. Crops would be ready to harvest in a fraction of the time, but it led to complications. The foul harvest. Perennial harvest came in to clean up the mess, to succeed where Valentine failed. But Tempest liquim is rebellious. Rebellious? You can think of it as a manifestation of change itself. It's volatile by its very nature. So the more you try to force it to do a specific thing, the more it resists. Yes, I can relate to that. My role was to finish the work of my predecessor, Dr. Prescott, harnessing Tempest liquim to reliably manipulate an organism's age. Just imagine how many people we could feed. Mr. Kerr was very insistent we achieve a successful result before today's festival. But you didn't,
Melly
right?
sighed.
You know how much I love a good puzzle. I poured myself into the problem. It wasn't long until I discovered the oddities in Dr. Prescott's note. Oddities? They contained obvious errors, mistakes that someone of his reputation would never make. So I fixed them. And now I get to replace my entire wardrobe. I really am truly sorry. Meh, those clothes were all hand-me-downs anyway. Sounds like Dr. Prescott figured it out, got cold feet, and intentionally sabotaged his own work. I'd considered that possibility. I've sent a letter asking him to clarify his thinking. Mum, Dr. Prescott is dead. Kerr had him killed. What? I overheard them talking about it on the radio. It's why we gotta get you out of here. I just... like now. Wait, the vial. I finally solved the chemical equation allowing direct control of aging. Mr. Kerr picked it up just before you came. All the more reason we gotta hightail it. Luca, we got Dr. Will heading your way now. Roger that, be careful. Alright, everything's on track. And what is your plan for escape? We'll go over everything when we get here. In the meantime, maybe we can dig up some more info. I'm really sorry you got dragged into this mess, Solomon. You need to remember me. Well, I feel bad either way. We're gonna get you out of this, I
With
promise.
a subtle, quivering lip, a smile crawled across Solomon's face.
Alright, let's get hammered. Malice 80 proof whiskey? A hard drink for a hard man. Wow, even his alcohol is arrogant.
Solomon muttered inaudibly.
I should just smother you right now. What was that? I said I shouldn't bother you right now. Don't be silly, you're not bother at all. Let's see what else this bad boy has on it. Security system, time card log, payroll. Yeah, for being so evil, this guy sure is
Solomon
boring.
once again muttered under his breath.
Just you wait. Huh? Oh, nothing.
Luca tugged on each of the cabinets.
Dang, this must be the good stuff. They're all locked. Perhaps he's not as careless as you'd expect. What if I come around this way? It looks like the founder was helping Kerr plan the festival. Why would such a secretive leader be obsessed with a party? Only time will
Luca
tell.
held his hand up to the ashtray.
Still warm. Must have been in here recently.
They heard the trampling of frantic footsteps from the hallway.
Lock it, lock it, lock it! Locked. That was close. When we left Nelly's office, it was swarming with clipboards. We barely got away. Did they follow you? Rollo. Before we start tossing blame around, is it possible someone ordered a pizza? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Definitely not pizza. What now? Don't look at me, I'm officially retiring from the heist business. We're so sorry for the inconvenience. We just have a few quick questions. Just let me think. Can someone watch the door? Of course. Everyone else huddle up. Oops. I think this little caper has gone on long enough. Solomon, no. Hush now, child. The adults are speaking. Dr. Morgul. I believe a brief introduction is in order. We've never met in person, but we have corresponded. You see, it was I who hired you. Solomon, the pathetic orphan child, the powerful and enigmatic founder. Jarpa, the fallen progenitor who created this town. Perennial harvest, Valentine fertilizer, all connected by a single thread. Yours truly. But that's...
Her eyes searched the floor in thought. Solomon watched eagerly, waiting for the flicker of epiphany.
I don't know, it depends what you're using it for. Wireless networks are pretty good. I don't think my smartphone would not be as portable as it is if I had to plug in an Ethernet cable. But for a desktop computer, an Ethernet cable is definitely preferable.
With a sickened look, she peered into his soul.
Ah, yes, now you've got it. Tempus Liquium. You discovered how to reverse the
Solomon
process.
clapped with genuine delight.
Very good, Dr. Modwell. Very good. Though the discovery wasn't intentional.
Solomon glanced down, examining his youthful form.
And the effects went a little too far for my taste. That's why you needed me to finish Dr. Prescott's work, which you did admirably. Mr. Kerr, the file,
Kerr
please.
presented it with a theatrical twirl of the hand.
May I present to you the eighth wonder
Before he could
of
finish, Rollo snatched the vial from Kerr's palm.
Wow, this stuff sounds pretty valuable. Be careful, you fool. You have no idea what you're going to contain. Actually, what do you do? You just did your whole evil villain monologue thingy
Rollo
about...
casually tossed the vial to Luke.
Gosh, maybe I'll have a
Luca
taste.
jiggled the vial mockingly.
Seize him. Over here. Move another inch and I smell.
She held it tightly behind her back. Solomon sighed, speaking in crisp, measured syllables.
You have no plan. I smash it, I'll sweat. I'll smash it, I sweat. There we go. Fine, risk killing us all. Or if you're lucky, nothing happens, then what? We capture you and grant you much less
He
leave.
pursed his lips with feigned sincerity.
But I give you my word, if you hand it over now, none of you will be
A
harmed.
deep uncertainty washed over Beck.
You're a smart girl, Vic. There's no shame in being outwitted by someone smarter than you. We both know there was only one way to
She
do it.
looked to Nellie shakily. With a dispirited nod, Nellie sighed in defeat. Beck slowly approached Solomon.
That's a good girl. Beck, don't do it. We can't trust that jerk. I'm sorry, he's right.
With apprehension, Beck can. Solomon pocketed the vial and brushed off his shoulder with a sharp flick.
Mr. Kerr, you have allowed yourself to be humiliated by a group of children. Report to my office tomorrow for a performance.
The blood drained from Kerr's face.
Of course, sir. But first you have a speech to make. Trot out there and give me the introduction I deserve. And don't forget to smile. Yes, sir. And to think all of this is thanks to the efforts of Mr. Van Horn. I don't understand. How is this all because of me? Ha! I said Mr. Van Horn, silly child. Dr. Walt Van Horn. Your father was always a thorn in my side. I offered him an opportunity to be part of something great, but the fool was blinded by righteousness. He even broke into my laboratory in an attempt to sabotage my
Solomon
work.
shook his head with gratification.
But the universe has a funny way of correcting a force. By meddling with a force he didn't understand, Walt showed me its true potential. As fate would have it, Luca, your father's dying act was to grant me
A
eternal life.
muffled applause resonated faintly through the walls.
Well, that's my cue. And the festivities? After the festivities and my subsequent ascension, I will return to deal with you all. Until then, I suggest you use your time to reflect on the magnitude of your failure. You three keep post outside the door. Oh crap. Can't believe Beck sold us out like that. I'm not sure she had any other choice. So what now? What's the plan? I don't have one. Of course you do, you always have a plan. Rollo, you just need some time to think. Rollo, it's over. We lost.
Nellie was staring at the floor, deep in thought.
Sorry, Luca, give me a minute to calm my mind. Hey, I'm sorry, Luca. I did what I had to do. I know, it's just, it was so close. I've got a feeling that eventually Solomon will get what's coming to him. Time wounds all heals. Well, time seems less of an issue for him now. Luca, there's something you should know. After Mr. Kerr locked me in that office, I had nothing but time and curiosity. I poked around a bit and hoping to find a means of escape, but I found something else. A note hidden in a false drawer. What sort of note? Dr. Prescott must have sensed his time at Perennial Harvest was growing short, so he left behind a letter with the hope that it would be found by a successor. It was a confession of sorts. He left it for me, but its contents, Luca, I think they were meant for you.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Damn, Rip. Why, what did it say? It was about an incident with your mother. Dr. Prescott found her in his lab with a stolen keycard. There was an accident. She had been exposed to an extreme amount of Tempest liquid.
The color dropped from Luca's face.
She survived. Dr. Prescott decided to help her recover. He no longer trusted Perennial Harvest, so he kept her whereabouts a secret. Over time, your mother led him to reconsider the purpose of scientific discovery. Science is often at the vanguard of change, but that doesn't mean it's always right. He realized that no one should have control over something as powerful as time itself. Now I believe that's why he began to intentionally sabotage his own work. And it cost him his life. That's a reasonable conclusion.
Luca was overwhelmed with emotion.
But if she's alive, where has she been? Where is she now?
A sudden explosion sounded from the hull. Chapter 8. Comeuppance. Ears still ringing, Gran picked herself up off the ground. Through the dust and smoke, she looked over to see Mrs. Fratelli helping Hiram Tolliver to his feet. She'd had to beg, borrow, and steal to acquire those explosives. How many nights had she spent visualizing how she'd use them to make things right?
Thank you. Chip, thank you.
And now, her one shot at destroying the source, that damned hole that swallowed so much of her life, traded for this jagged hole in a wall and a foolhardy shot at rescuing Rollo. With Fratelli and Tolliver at her side, she stepped through. It was a strange feeling. The last time she'd stalked this maze of hallways, it was in a different body. They quickly rounded a corner to find a group of clipboards guarding a door. Something worth guarding is probably something worth seeing. She leapt forward, brandishing her cane. If her last chance at vengeance for things lost was truly gone, she would just have to fight to keep what she still had.
Oh, the biff's going on outside. Gran, what are you doing here? Luca, what are you doing here? We're here to save Nellie. We're here to save Rollo. Hey, Mrs. Lucas Gran. That's awfully nice of you. But I'm fine. Oh, no, what did they... Gran, there's no time to explain. We have to go now. Come on, everyone, we've got a party to crash.
They made their way out from deep within.
Thankfully, we can dispense with formalities from here on out.
Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket.
Better
In
stop
one
him.
smooth motion, he downed its contents. A triumphant smile grew.
No. Well, I guess that's that. We lost. I wouldn't be so sure about that.
With a mischievous look, Beck elbowed
G-swap
Luca.
them.
Remember when I had the vial behind my back?
I might have tricked his one with a little malice, little junk. Junk makes the most grammatical sense.
I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little junk.
Can't wait to see the look on his face when he realizes he drank his own cigar out. How did ashes get into the vial? pretty easy to mess with the vial when it was behind my back. Sorry, Luca, let me get out of your face. Oh, that's sneaky. Well, it's a bad habit anyways. I always said bad habits like 50-yard field goals. Hard to kick. You can all call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist.
Oof. Well, that's one way to kick a bad habit.
As the last of what was once Sharper Valentine wafted into the air, the crowd began to disperse, still numb from what they had just observed. Sharper Valentine was gone for good. His end would be a new beginning for Beacon Pines, a new chance to let go of the things they had lost and grab hold of a new future. The end. Well, I'd be lying if I said that wasn't a bit gratifying. If that feels to you like a good note to end on, I won't stand in your way.
We should probably check out what the other ones do, right? Let's try... Malice?
I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little malice.
Malice, the whiskey from his office? Yep, dude had an unfinished glass on his desk. Figured his grow juice could use a little hair of the dog. You can all call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he
Okay. Now that's what I call an 80 proof whiskey. Damn, dude.
The crowd gazed in stunned silence at the now empty stage. The quiet was broken when William Kerr sprinted off stage and into the distance. He was never seen around Beacon Pines, or anywhere else for that matter, again. Watching the silhouette of Kerr disappear over the horizon, Luca began to laugh. First, a low chuckle that became uncontrolled, heaving through his tears. He was vaguely aware that the crowd had begun to laugh with him. The end. That was unexpected.
Indeed.
Perhaps a bit of an absurd ending for my taste, but I'm only writing the damn thing.
Well, there was one last one. Is that perhaps more to your taste, narrator?
I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little change.
Like pocket change? Your unlucky penny. Yeah, I popped it into the vial when no one was looking. What's that gonna do? No idea, but that's the beauty of science. Now we observe. You can all call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort.
Is he gonna turn into like either a big penny or a bunch of pennies? Holy crap, he's a baby? Yeah, but he's still Sharper, right? What he was no longer matters. This is an innocent child. I apologize for all the harm my father has caused you.
Eris awkwardly cradled the squirming child. She looked to her brother, her voice shaking with uncertainty.
Augustus, what do we... We do what Valentines always do. We must do what must be done. I'll hurry home and prepare a crib for father, young Sharper. That would be a great help.
She looked
Thank
back
you.
down at the infant with equal parts kindness and terror in her eyes. With a shake of her head, Eris addressed the crowd with a stern scowl.
Okay, everyone, the show is over. You may leave now.
Epilogue.
Epilogue, yeah, baby! Love an epilogue.
Beacon Pines' coldest summer on record came and went without much fanfare. Folks shared what they had, and none were left wanting. The new school year was ushered in by the falling leaves of autumn. After everything Luca, Rollo, and Beck had been through, middle school was bearable. The chill of winter didn't seem to bother people much. They kindled a hope for a better future in their hearts. When spring arrived, farmers planted their crops with a sense of joy and optimism. And as the dawn of the first day of summer came again, its light slowly spread through the shallow valley. It crept over the town square, across the river, past the neglected welcome sign, and came to rest on a young boy sleeping at dawn, his mind at peace, knowing he is here for a reason.
Rollo, you up yet? Roger that. It's a beautiful day at Mission Control. You gonna swing by? Be there in a minute. I wonder if Mum has made a triumphant
Over
return.
time, Eleanor began moving Walt's old things out of the closet and into storage. Eleanor had moved back into her bedroom, and now that she wasn't sneaking out late, she even slept there most nights.
Oh, this is disappointing. I figured she may have been de-aged by Nelly. Mom, I'm ready to go now. You going without me? I'll beat you there. Try a batch of jam to finish jam. Funny. I only started making jam as a way to send messages without anyone noticing. But now, I enjoy it. I hear you and Rollo have big plans for that little treehouse. Yeah, it started getting crowded after we revoked the max capacity 1 Rollo 1 Luca rule. So we decided to expand. But at least we've got help with that. How's the internship at Nelly and Iona's shop going? Been great. I'm hoping it helps me get into the School of Agriculture up at the state. Also, Nelly said she'd write a letter of recommendation, which would be huge. I just can't help but worry about leaving Rollo. He's grown up so fast, but he's still my little brother. Yeah, he's been taking a growth spurt. I just mean grown, literally. This morning he was up and finished his chores before I even had breakfast. Well, some of that might be his excitement about the treehouse renovations. Don't tell him this, because it'll go to his head. But I'm really proud of that little fella. I'm sure he feels the same way, but he's just too damn proud to tell you. I know. Hey Gus, how's the tree plant going? Couldn't be better. I'm so grateful to Iona and Nelly for letting me help. I just wasn't built to be a man. Too much bureaucracy. Gus, we finished cleaning up the sidewalks.
When Perennial Harvest collapsed, most of the clipboards skipped town. But some stuck around and dedicated themselves to making things right.
Anyone with a knack for art can help paint the new offices. You can count on us. I never really felt comfortable telling people what to do. Now this, right here, this is something I can be proud of. Oh yeah. How's the napping this morning? The most underrated part of a good nap is the view. And the view's getting greener every day. I see you've decided on a name. Yeah, we had to clear out all the old stuff before putting on the final touch. Slow and Dirty Harvest is now official. I like it. Actually, Nelly like it. Still a lot of work to do, and the name serves as a reminder. Just because progress is important doesn't mean change should happen fast. In fact, I've learned that the more you care about something, the more important it is to take things slow. Our motto is go slow and fix things. Amen to that. Okay, well, I was going to check out the rest of the town, but apparently not. Luca, get this. I managed to reel on actual fishes. Seriously? Yeah, and honest to goodness, flippy flopping, swimmy swamming fish. I don't think I've ever caught an actual fish yet. been at least 7 years since I've caught one, and I'd say it's a good omen. What do you do for fish? Oh, I released it back into the pond. I'm hoping to catch it again tomorrow. So pick out the bait from the tackle box, buckaroo.
Luca
Please?
wrapped some tape around the hook. Hey, you never know.
Give it a good cast now. Come on. I overstressed the line. Got a bunch of big words written on it. Let's see that. We regret to inform you that your application for property rights, with respects to the Beacon Pines CBD and surrounding area, has been rejected. Who's that for? Applicant Valentine Estate. Good.
Luca placed
Struggle.
a sinker on the line. Sometimes the best stuff is at the bottom of the pond.
To the bottom. Come on, reel her in. Come on, Luca. Ooh, object bottle. Message in a bottle. Malice 80 proof whiskey. A hard liquor for a hard man. Best leave that be. Takes a real piece of work to leave something like that lying around. Last but not
Luca
least,
wrapped a
pungent.
twig of thyme around the hook. Some fish have refined taste.
Self-seasoning fish. Ooh, a pocket watch. Very refined indeed. Property of Sharper Valentine. Figures. If he had his way, property of Sharper Valentine would be written on everything in this town. Should we give it back to him? He may not even want it back. Man's got a contentious relationship with time. We'll keep it here in case he ever wants to pick it up. Looks like we could use some new bait. What do you say we head out and find something? A little bit higher. Yup. Little lower. Yup. Little higher. Yup. Telling you that the angle isn't the issue. We need more power to the radio. Okay, there you are. Would you tell them it's not the angle? Hey, I'm in charge of antenna redesign. Fine, fine. Iggy, just don't do anything drastic until we get back. Who, me? He's sure in charge while I'm gone. Yup. That'll be fine, right? It'll be fine. If we really want mission control to turn into something bigger and better, we have to loosen our grip a bit. You're right. Lead the way. And now we check out the rest of town. Young Mr. Van Horn, how's little Solomon, Sharper doing? Young Sharper seems to enjoy nature more than I do, though we do a lot of strolling these days. Has he, attempted to crawl out of his crib and plot world domination? Yeah. Thankfully, no. I spoke at length with Dr. Mulville, and she feels that Sharper's infant mind has not developed enough to retain his previous memory. For all intents and purposes, this child is unmolded clay. Let's hope he's a little nicer the second time round. That is the objective, yes. But really all I can do is try and hope activities I'm endeavouring to find less distasteful. Well, I think you're doing a great job, and the whole town is ready to help out however we can. Can't wait to teach and to throw
Eris
baseball.
did her best to ignore the tears welling in her eyes.
That would be acceptable. What's today's news that needs knowing? I'll give you tomorrow's headline today. Our old friend Patrick C. Montesquieu, aka William Kerr, just performed a stirring rendition of the Iceman Comet at the State Correctional Facility. I hear there wasn't a dry eye in the house. Well, I guess he has plenty of time to work on his craft. He looked to his friends with a thankful smile. After everything that could have gone wrong, everything that did go wrong, we made it. The end.
Closing her eyes, Miss Hatch took a deep, relaxing breath.
Oh, hello, Luca. How are you? Really good, actually. That's wonderful. Did I miss anything? I think you're pretty much up to speed. Oops, sorry. Luca, do you want a biscotti? On the house? I don't really have time. Daryl, you gotta come see this. I finally did it. I pulled the perfect espresso. Oh, Livy? If I didn't know it better, I would think you were proud of something. As if no. Too late. You're officially a person that cares.
Over the school year, Kato and Bert had become close friends.
But did you know that when they covered up the source, they found a new species of fungus? Yep, and they are studying it in the new labs. Did you know that? Beacon Pines is now the smallest town in the country. Yep, close to the population before perennial harvest
It
moved.
typically went on like this for quite some time.
Oops, somehow I got stuck in here, hold on. Can't believe it's over. Yeah, the town really is starting to turn a new leaf. The town? Talk about Hank Atomic. I just finished the last issue. How was it? As great as always. Hank finally returned to Earth. But I just feel weird now. Weird can be cool. Just means you're ready for something new. Any suggestions? You could ask Miss Hatch about what she's always reading. She seems to really enjoy it. Huh. Maybe I'll do that. Oh, Miss Hatch is the crocodile. He's the librarian.
Luca peeked over Piper's shoulder. Laid stealthily inside a large volume of mathematics was the first issue of Hank Atomic.
Piper, are you reading Hank Atomic? You mind not telling anyone? Kind of got a reputation to uphold. Oh, it's nothing to be ashamed of. Just about every kid in town reads Hank Atomic. Honestly, I'm excited for you. What I'd give to start over fresh. To experience for the first time again. I guess that's the downside of finishing something nice. At least now I can enjoy it again through you. Promise to tell me about it as you go. Sure thing. Hey, Mr. Moncrief. I'm gonna go see my dad in a bit. Do you want to come with? Even after everything I did, you'd still...
Mr. Nuncreed shook his head.
You really are your father's son, aren't you? I don't think I'm ready for that yet. Well, you're always invited. I'd really love to hear from you. I'll visit Walt in my own time. You run along now.
With perennial harvest gone, the transportation tubes were left unused.
Come one, come all. No one is too big, no one is too small. Jeff's wild ride.
Maybe not completely unused.
Just one piece of candy for the ride of your life. Who's next? Guess what? Yesterday I saw a Dionysus type. Yes. And that's good. It's great. I haven't spotted one of those in years. And at this rate, Beacon Pines is going to become the bug capital of the country. There we go. We found our way out of that. Glen?
The Valentine Mansion loomed over every other building, both figuratively and literally.
I have news I think you'll enjoy. This morning I unpacked my last box. You officially moved in. just a box. Let's not blow this out of proportion. Sounds an awful lot like putting down roots. I guess I decided this place is root worthy. You're gonna be stuck with me for the foreseeable future. I do have to warn you, most of you aren't going to be as interesting as this one. I think I'll manage. Ready? Before we go, there's a little bit of a surprise. Mum's prepared this tree especially for you. They didn't have to do that. It wasn't just them, but the whole town pitched in. We all owe you. You should do okay in the cold of old Beacon Pine, and thrive as things warm up. It's perfect. So we're going to his actual father's grave. His father's actual grave. That's what I meant to say. Oh, we should check in on the, no, not south of here. South of the fountain. Mr. Tolliver's shop and all that kind of stuff. Wow, back for seconds? If it's not too much trouble, for the longest time I didn't understand the appeal of ice cream. There was no purpose other than to be briefly enjoyed and then gone. But it's pretty tasty while it's last. I'm inclined to agree. Hey, look, can you tell Roxy I'll be free now? Sure thing. My dad's making me stock the shelves for something. He said it builds character. I think he meant to say it builds calluses. Builds character? Yeah, builds something, alright. I legitimately thought that was in the game for a second. Luca, can I interest you in a delicious
He
apple?
playfully waggled an apple.
No thanks, just saying hello. Oh, hello then. I'm telling your mum we need a new creative jam. Already? Funny, I used to hide this stuff in the back. Terrified someone would find out about our secret messages. Now everyone wants to get their hands on Eleanor Van Horn's famous spy jam. Feel obliged to go and tell Roxy that bits will be out now. Okay. Well, thanks for sticking around, Chip, as long as you did. It was a pleasure to have you. Hope to see you here again sometime soon. All these bunnies as well. You got it? That's a good looking tree. Being a special occasion and whatnot, this ride's on the house. You're gonna wanna hang on tight to that little tree.
I think this is it. The end I've been waiting for. Honestly, I'd begun to lose hope of ever finding it. But then you came along.
Happy to help.
I don't know exactly how to thank you. It's hard to explain how much this means. It's funny, now that our time together is finally ending. I'm at a loss for words. Let's just watch the end together.
Done. Good little tree. The best little tree. Thank you, children. This means a lot. Yeah, thanks for everything. Shucks, I only did what any super awesome best buddy would have done. We should probably give you some alone time now. You good? Yeah, I am. It's been a wild year. How are you feeling? Everyone keeps asking me that. I'm fine, really. But always says the only thing fitter than a fiddle is a cello. And I feel like a dang cello. Well, if you ever stop feeling like a cello, I'm here for you. I know. You don't even have to say it. You two make an awesome pair. Excuse me? We're a trio now. Yep. Hi. Thanks. There's just one thing missing now that you're a part of our group. Missing? Let me tell you a little story about a man named Hank Atomic. Oh god. I won't be long. We'll be waiting for you back at the phone booth. I found the perfect way to start our summer. You've got some good friends. I'm so proud of you. Your father would be so proud. I know. Mum, can I ask you a question? You ever dream about Dad? Not a night goes by that I don't. Are you afraid that you're going to forget him? Forget what he looked like? Forget his voice? No, so much of him lives on you. He loved that old tree, but I know he would have loved this one more, because his two favourite people planted it. I'll give you two a moment. Hey Dad, Dr. Maud says that over the next few years this place should warm up, that you won't have to be so cold for much longer. I think I finally understand why you left that night. There were things you believed in. Big things. Those beliefs were the things that made you you. If you wouldn't have stood up to what you believed in, you wouldn't have been the same person. You had to go. But that didn't mean you loved us any less. I might not visit you as much as I used to. Now you understand. I do like the fact that you blow out the candle at the end, that's very nice. That was really good. I enjoyed that. A lot. And Kirsten Mees did a very good job as a narrator. Soundtrack as well was fantastic. The whole package was really good. There are a lot of J's, huh? Young Money, Toronto. Young Money, what's up? Young Money, what's good? There's quite a few production houses in this. Like there was a Made Up Games, there was another kind of developer yeah, see, look, Single Effect Studios again, another kind of developer or company. The Creative Fund by Backer Kit. Interesting. I only really think about backers as individuals, not as a corporation. So listen. Of course, you can go back through and she somehow nailed it, I guess. Like, we didn't have to do this branch at all, unless we needed it to get some of these things. I don't know. In the event. So concludes the stream. Thank you very much for joining me on our journey through Beacon Pine. We are going to raid Kusaki, who's currently playing the latest Zelda. I will see you all, hopefully, again on Friday. We play some Forza Horizon 5, as is tradition on Friday, at 8 PM. As before, it would be best to follow me here for updates, or on Twitch, obviously. And then on Saturday, both of these times, 8 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time. On Saturday, starting a new game, and I'm not sure what that will be. I have wanted to play Halo Combat Evolved Cursed Edition. I don't know if that will be what I play, though. So tune in to find out. In the meantime, have a good rest of your week. And until Friday, 8 PM, Australian Eastern Standard Time, for Forza Horizon 5, let's go say hi to Kusaki Desu. All right. Cheerio.